Hello, hi, welcome back to my channel. It's just me, TinieTashaa, or you can call me Tasha, like everyone else does. And today, we're gonna do something a little bit different. I'm actually gonna chat to you today about something that I've had pop up in my DMs and stuff like that recently, where I just thought I could just quickly talk to you about it instead, make a video about switching your mindset and what I did to sort of help me with my body confidence and accepting that I am who I am and sort of tough shit. So obviously I am not professional in this field, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I sort of found things that worked for me, that were really easy fixes, that didn't affect or change my lifestyle. So I thought I'd just share them with you. So living in this digital age, social media has become a very large part of our lives. I'm not sure if it's for the better or for the worst, to be honest, but we're all obsessed with it, just the way life goes. And so with that in mind, I decided that I was spending a lot of my free time on social media, as a lot of people probably do as well. And I decided that I needed to sort out my social media and go through the people who I followed that made me feel less of myself, made me feel worse, made me feel like I wasn't enough. And accepting who those people are can be really hard. They can sometimes be people you know, friends, could be friends of a friend that you met once, that you follow, that's actually like everything you always thought you would be as a person, and you're trying to accept the fact that you're not them. That can be hard. Celebrities is the main one. Coming to terms with the fact that you do not look like Kim Kardashian or Kylie Jenner or whatever, and you're not going to because you are not rich, and to be honest that's not what they look like either, let's be honest. And all of these things start to take over because you're seeing them pop up on your socials 24/7, everyone's talking about them, they're in the Daily Mail, they are everywhere, you cannot escape it. And so the first thing I did was remove them, all of them. All of the accounts I followed that were not giving me anything, that were not making me feel anything. They weren't making me a better person. I wasn't gaining anything from them. I wasn't learning anything. They didn't help me change my views on things. They just made me feel shit. And so I deleted them all. And that for me is probably the one thing that you can do. And sometimes it can be really hard, and it sort of becomes a sort of like a relationship, like you don't want to break it up. Like, what will happen if I don't follow Kylie Jenner? Nothing. I'm telling you now, nothing. So that was the first thing I did. And all of a sudden, my feed started to just be people that I love and that I care about and things I genuinely want to know. I then started to research and follow people, activists, public speakers, musicians and actors, models, anyone that sort of gave me something, that made me feel good, that spoke about subjects that no one speaks about, people from the LGBTQ plus community, things that make you a better person and that you get excited to read and see, and it changes your feed entirely. Following body confident people, following plus size models that are so sure of themselves and are so confident and are so beautiful, and as soon as you start to create a feed that every time you scroll you want to like a picture because you're like, yes, that woman's amazing, yes, that guy is incredible, whoever they are, whoever makes you feel good, makes you feel better for who you are, follow them. And that's what I did, and it made such a difference, and it changed my mindset of what is important and what isn't. 90% of the time, if you follow someone that you wish you were, you're never going to be able to accept who you are because you're too busy comparing yourself to other people. And that whole thing of comparing yourself is so hard. It's so natural, like everyone does it. And I still do it, everyone does it. But it's being able to then say, I'm okay with that, rather than, oh my God, I hate myself. Do you know what I mean? Being able to say I'm okay with that is a very hard lesson. And so to get to that point, I had to go through this first. And I'm still not there really. And I don't ever know if you ever get there. I'm assuming you just have like good days and bad days. Like good days where you're just like, whatever, shut the fuck up. Or you have bad days where you're like, oh crap. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just chatting here. So that was the first thing I did. and that instantly made a difference. So if that's the only thing you do, cool, but yeah. Then I started to also think about things that I like doing. So for me, my YouTube was one of the things I started, sort of an activity that you do. For me, it was practicing makeup, so doing makeup on myself, like if I have a bad day, or if I've had a stressful day, or if I've got a lot on my mind, I do my makeup. That's my outlet. Some people do crafts, make cards, go on bike rides, swim, horse riding, I don't know, anything. It could be absolutely anything. But having an outlet is so important. And as a kid, I had outlets. And then I went through that stage of being a young adult, like a teenager, like 18, 19 to now. And I went through a phase of not having anything. And that was hard because you all of a sudden start to bottle everything up without even realising it. If you don't have an outlet, all of your inner feelings you're just keeping in. And then you're going to end up either, what I did is I ate myself to death. I just ate everything inside. I was actually like, that couldn't be my outlet because it was just making me feel worse. Finding an outlet, I think, is so important, and I think you'll instantly see a difference as soon as you have something that you can put into to make yourself feel better. Then I also, being in quarantine allowed me to do this. I got to declutter. So I went through my entire room, I went through my wardrobe, I got rid of anything that I don't need, I don't use, I don't want. It is clogging up my brain and clogging up my lifestyle. Get rid of it. And I ended up having this nice clean space where I would come into and I'd feel relaxed, I wouldn't be stressed out, I wouldn't have things in my face, it would just be a case of and relax. And it gave me energy and space to breathe, and for me that was so important. It might not work for you, but it most definitely worked for me. Creating a calming environment makes such a difference, so I definitely would recommend doing that. Even though it doesn't feel like it's going to do much to your mental health, it does. The next thing I did was I re-looked at my skin routine, so I did some research on what I needed and what I don't need and what I used that's a complete waste of time, and I started to pamper myself. So I do a weekly face mask, I make sure I have an evening and night routine that benefits my skin, and going to bed and waking up every morning fresh-faced and feeling good instantly starts you off to a good day. So I definitely recommend doing that. And also it helps you with spots and blackheads and things like that just make you feel crappy, you know? It did for me anyway. Another thing is drinking plenty of water. So if you don't like water, like put some strawberries in it, you know, get a bit fancy, make it a bit fruity. But all I drink is water, apart from large amounts of alcohol. But I do drink water literally day in, day out. It's all I drink, and I do think that helps as well. Being hydrated is so important. And then the other thing, which I feel like I'm starting to learn, but I'm really struggling with it if I'm honest, is being selfish with your time. And I know you're all like, oh, this girl's a dickhead, what is she going on about? I don't mean you become a selfish person. I mean, you need to think about your social life and your spare time. And if you work long shifts or you have a large commute and you don't have a lot of time for yourself, you need to think about what you do want to do in your spare time versus what you don't. And I still really struggle with this, but it's being able to say no, being able to be selfish, being able to say, you know what, actually, I don't want to eat there. I want to go home and I want to have a takeaway and I want to slob and do nothing, actually. Or I don't want to go out tonight, and you guys go, I want to stay at home and read a book. And things like that you need to start doing, because if you're feeling like you don't want to do it, 9 times out of 10 you don't want to do it. And the amount of times I've ended up going on a last minute night out, woke up the next morning hugging my toilet bowl and feeling horrendous, and that's my whole day gone the next day, just feeling shit. And it's a waste of time. I didn't even want to go in the first place. So I feel like if you become selfish with your time, you'll be able to use that time more beneficially and help you, rather than feeling like you have to do things for everyone else, because that's not benefiting you at all. Then the last thing is reminding yourself of who you are. It sounds stupid, but if I woke up in a really shit mood or whatever and you just walk straight out the door, you're asking for a bad day. You got a face like a slapped ass, you're asking for it, you're gonna have a bad day. But if you start having a positive mindset yourself, try. It's really hard. I'm a glass half empty kind of person. I'm very negative. So this was hard. This was really hard for me. Being able to say, you know what, Tash, you're gonna have a really good day today, or your eyebrows look great today, or those jeans look so good on you. And if you start acting that way and becoming slightly more positive, you're setting yourself up to be in a better place. And it sounds ridiculous, but it works. It worked for me. Things like that do really help. So, just to reiterate what I've spoken about, sort out your social media, get rid of those people that make you upset and you don't like, and that make you feel less of a person than who you are, because you need to be proud of yourself. So follow people that make you happy, that are similar to you in the sense of their height, their weight, you know, whatever makes you feel better. Find an activity you love, find an outlet, it's important. You need to get rid of those shit feelings sometimes, whether it's screaming into a pillow, you know, if that's your outlet, or colouring in. Declutter your life, declutter your wardrobe, declutter your room, give yourself some space to breathe, because it works. Look after your skin if you feel like that will help you. Drink plenty of water, be selfish and never apologise for it. And lastly, remind yourself of who you are, because it's so easy to forget that. It's so easy to feel like you're less of a person than who you are. We've all been there, and we all have bad days where that happens, and that's fine. This is what works for me. Who knows if it's going to work for you, but I just felt the need to talk about it, because everyone always says that I come across as someone who's super confident, who knows my shit, and is not afraid to be different. And that is to a certain extent true, but also it's really not. And I have the world's worst days where I cry into my pillow and hating myself and wondering why I just can't be normal and look like everyone else and just sink in. Everyone does, and that's normal, you know? Everyone has bad days, and I just wanted to reiterate that, you know? Social media is amazing to give out positivity, but it also can be really bad. And I just want people to realise that I don't wake up every morning with a fresh face of makeup with perfect hair. Nobody does. Sometimes I wake up and I feel like shit. Sometimes I wake up and cry. You know, we all do. We all go through something, and you shouldn't think that that doesn't happen to everyone, because it does. And I just wanted to put that into a video to sort of explain that I feel like I've been in a bad place mentally for a while, and trying to not let the bad things that happen damage that is also really hard. But if these things that I've told you about worked for me and are working for me and make me feel better, and so that's why I thought I'd put it in a video, because they work for me, and so I'm hoping they'll work for you. Who knows, but I really hope that helped. And if that was just really annoying and you're sick of my voice, I'm sorry. I'm gonna burp, sorry. Ooh. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, or if you want to talk to anyone, or if you just want my opinion on anything, my comments boxes are always open, my direct messages are always open. You can always message me about anything and I will answer 110%. If you like this video and want me to chat about some other topics and my experiences and stuff, or you just want to hear me chat shit, then press the like button. And also, if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please do. The box is literally there. It's going to take you 2 seconds. So yeah, it was so good to speak to you guys again, and I hope that video helped, and I will see you soon.